Welcome to Echoing Tales. Today's story, Ocean of Devotion, unravels a love story that was never meant to be. Love, when manipulated, is never truly love. What happens when devotion turns into control? And what happens when a lost soul finds her way back to herself? Stay with us as we explore a tale of illusion, obsession, and the power of self discovery. The city of Mumbai pulsed with life, neon lights flickering against glass towers as the sea of humanity moved like clockwork. Amidst this, Dhanush, a young and ambitious man, worked tirelessly at one of the leading corporate firms. His heart, however, was enslaved by an emotion he could neither escape nor fulfill: his love for Nidhi, his colleague. Nidhi was radiant, independent, and utterly oblivious to Dhanush's affections. She treated him with warmth, but there was an unmistakable distance in her gestures. When he offered to drive her home after late meetings, she would politely decline, preferring the comfort of her own space. During office gatherings, while she laughed and spoke freely with others, she kept her interactions with Dhanush strictly professional. The divide was clear. What he felt for her was one-sided, and she had no idea of the longing that consumed him. His silent suffering turned into desperation until one fateful evening, when he stumbled upon a decrepit shack nestled between two towering buildings near the roadside. A feeble, flickering lantern barely lit the interior, casting eerie shadows over shelves lined with bottles of all shapes and sizes. The air inside was thick with the scent of damp earth and something bitter, something ancient. Behind a rickety wooden counter sat an old man, hunched and draped in tattered robes. His skeletal fingers traced the rim of a murky glass bottle as he observed Dhanush with unsettling interest. His eyes, cloudy yet piercing, gleamed with an uncanny knowing, and when he grinned, his yellow teeth jutted out like broken tombstones. "You look troubled, my son," he rasped, his voice carrying the weight of years of secrets untold. Dhanush hesitated but smirked to mask his unease. "Unless you have something to make someone fall in love with me, I doubt you can help." The old man let out a slow, wheezing chuckle. "Love, a stubborn beast, hard to tame, impossible to catch." He leaned forward, his breath reeking of strange herbs. "But what if I told you it can be bottled?" Dhanush's smirk faltered as the old man reached beneath the counter, his withered hand emerging with a small vial filled with golden liquid. The light from the lantern made it shimmer, almost as if it were alive. "2 drops," the old man whispered, his voice a thread of silk and poison. "That is all it takes. The one who drinks will fall madly in love with the first person they see and will do anything for them. But beware," his eyes darkened. "Love forced beyond its limits can unravel in ways you do not wish to see." Dhanush scoffed at the absurdity, but on a whim handed over the cash. He didn't believe in magic. But what if? The next day, a reckless curiosity overtook him. He let 2 drops slip into Nidhi's teacup as he sat in the office cafeteria. What happened next sent shivers down his spine. Nidhi's eyes darkened with an unfamiliar intensity. She reached for his hand, a soft gasp leaving her lips. "Dhanush," she whispered, devotion brimming in her gaze. I think I love you." The transformation was terrifyingly complete. Nidhi became his shadow, hanging on to his every word, craving his touch, willing to do anything he asked. Within 3 months, they were married. The news shocked everyone at the office. How had Nidhi, the ambitious and independent woman they knew, chosen to give up everything for Dhanush? Just weeks before, she had been on the verge of securing a prestigious international project, an opportunity she had worked tirelessly for. But to everyone's bewilderment, she turned it down, citing her upcoming wedding as the reason. But somewhere deep inside, the real Nidhi still existed, buried beneath layers of blind devotion. She began to hate herself for what she had become. Her love for Dhanush superseded everything, her dreams, her passions. The work she once thrived in no longer mattered, and Dhanush, jealous of her capability, subtly nudged her away from it. He convinced her that her job was a distraction, that she was meant to focus on their life together. Slowly, opportunities slipped through her fingers and she let them. At times, when she was alone, an inexplicable sadness settled over her, an aching void she couldn't understand. Then one day, she saw a stray puppy trembling near their doorstep. Something within her stirred. She brought it inside, tending to its tiny frame, finding solace in its warmth. Unlike Dhanush, who scoffed at her attachment, she found herself opening up to the puppy in ways she never could with him. Dhanush initially ignored it, thinking it would keep her occupied, but as the weeks passed, his irritation grew. One evening, he ordered her to get rid of it. Nidhi took the puppy outside, but something stopped her. Instead of abandoning it, she made a makeshift shelter in the empty plot next to their house, tending to the pup in secret. 2 years passed. Nidhi longed for a child, but she and Dhanush remained childless. The doctor assured them nothing was wrong, but Dhanush's irritation deepened. His frustration wasn't just about their childlessness. His new intern intrigued him, and he toyed with the idea of using the potion once more. He still had it, labeled inconspicuously as rat poison in the utility closet. One morning, his contempt boiled over. "You bore me, Nidhi," he sneered. "You can't even give me children. Look at you. You've let yourself go. Lost your passion, your charm. You're nothing like you used to be. Leave!" Nidhi sat motionless on the edge of the bed, staring blankly at the walls that had trapped her for 2 years. Dhanush's words echoed in her mind, each syllable like a dagger carving deeper into her soul. "You bore me. You are nothing like you used to be. Leave?" But how could she? How could she exist without him, when every breath, every thought, every moment of her life revolved around him? The potion had bound her so completely that the idea of a future without Dhanush was unfathomable. She had given up everything for him, molded herself into the woman he wanted. Yet, it was never enough. And now, he wanted her gone. A dark, hollow resolve took shape in her mind. If he wanted her to leave, she would, forever. Her gaze drifted toward the bathroom door. A memory surfaced. The small, dusty bottle labeled rat poison in the utility cupboard. Moving as if in a trance, she rose from the bed and walked inside. Her fingers unsteady as they closed around the bottle's cold glass. The golden liquid inside shimmered faintly under the light. Back in the dining room, she picked up a half-filled glass of juice and with a trembling hand let 2 drops slip into it. She returned to the bedroom and sat back down, directly facing the mirror on the dressing table. Her reflection was faint, blurred by the dim lighting, but it didn't matter. She wasn't looking at herself. She was only thinking of him. With a deep breath, she raised the glass and took a sip. The moment the liquid touched her tongue, something inside her snapped. Her mind jolted as if struck by lightning. Confusion washed over her. She took another sip. Then her eyes lifted and she saw herself in the mirror. The potion had taken effect as the old man had said. The one who drinks will fall madly in love with the first person they see. And the first person she saw was herself. A sharp gasp escaped her lips as the fog in her mind shattered like glass. Her once dull eyes widened, as if seeing the world for the first time. She stared into the mirror, truly looking at herself. The woman she had forgotten. The woman who had once been independent, ambitious, and full of dreams. Her devotion shifted, not to Dhanush, not to anyone else, to herself. Tears welled up, but not from sorrow. For the first time in years, she felt free. She wasn't meant to live and breathe for a man who never truly loved her. She wasn't meant to waste away in his shadow. The clarity was blinding. A slow, shaky smile spread across her lips. Dhanush had told her to leave, and she would. But not in death, in life. And this time, she would leave for herself. Rage and relief intertwined. She grabbed a pen and wrote, Dhanush, you stole my choices, my dreams, my soul. But the greatest crime I committed was against myself, forgetting who I was. I gave up my passions, my ambitions, my self-worth, all for a love that was never mine. But today, I remember, and in remembering, I reclaim my power. Love that shackles is not love at all. I am leaving, not in sorrow but in the greatest love of all, the love for myself. Do not search for me. I've already found what I was looking for. Nidhi. She walked out with nothing but the clothes on her back and a heart lighter than it had ever been. As she stepped into the streets, she smiled, truly free at last. That evening, Dhanush returned home. He rang the doorbell and waited. Silence. He pressed it again, impatience creeping in. When there was still no answer, a slow smirk spread across his face. She left, exactly as he had told her to. Relief washed over him, but beneath it was something else, an odd sense of satisfaction. She was finally gone. No more mindless devotion, no more dull, lifeless presence shadowing his every move. He reached into his bag for the spare key, unlocked the door and stepped inside. The house was eerily still. He walked through the rooms, his eyes scanning every corner to make sure she hadn't just gone out for a walk. It was only when he entered the bedroom that he saw it. A piece of paper on the table. His name written in her neat, deliberate handwriting. Dhanush. He sighed and picked it up, skimming the words. At first, he read with indifference. Some emotional goodbye, I'm sure. But then his brow furrowed. The way she wrote, something was different. There was no desperation, no pleading, no begging for another chance. Her words were calm, certain. She spoke of power, of reclaiming herself, of love, but not for him. His jaw clenched. What the hell had happened to her? A flicker of unease twisted in his gut. This wasn't how she was supposed to leave. She was supposed to be shattered, broken beyond repair. She was supposed to crawl away, heartbroken, unable to imagine life without him. And yet, she sounded free. Dhanush coughed and tossed the letter back onto the table, rubbing his temples. His throat felt dry, suddenly parched. He needed a drink. Stepping out of the bedroom, he made his way to the dining area and spotted a half-filled glass of orange juice sitting on the table. He picked it up and swallowed the liquid absent-mindedly before sinking onto the living room sofa facing the entrance door. Bringing the glass to his lips, he took a slow sip. The juice was slightly warm, but he didn't care. He tilted his head back, closing his eyes, exhaustion settling into his bones. Then, movement. His eyes flickered open, his gaze drifted toward the open door. A dog stood there. The stray puppy had grown, its thin frame a little sturdier, but its dark eyes remained the same, deep and unblinking, locked onto him. Dhanush's nostrils flared. That damn dog! In his excitement over Nidhi's absence, he had left the front door open without a second thought. Now standing in the doorway was a stray. Her stray. It had grown over time, no longer the trembling little creature it once was. But today, it looked uncertain, its dark eyes scanning the room as if searching for someone. For Nidhi. Dhanush's jaw tightened. Had she really been feeding it all this time? That would explain why it was here, wandering in, hungry, waiting for its usual meal. His irritation sharpened, as if this house was still hers. He slammed the glass onto the coffee table and sat up straighter, his fingers curling into fists. It needed to leave, now. But just as he moved to shoo it away, something inside him shifted. A dull ache bloomed behind his eyes. The world around him pulsed. His vision blurred, the room distorting as if the walls were caving in. His limbs felt heavy, sluggish, and an invisible weight pressed against his chest. His breath hitched, too shallow, too fast. What the hell was happening? He squeezed his eyes shut, gripping the armrest of the sofa. His thoughts unraveled, slipping from his grasp like sand through his fingers. A whisper curled through his mind. Warmth, devotion, unwavering loyalty. Nothing else mattered. Nothing except the dog. Tears streamed down his face as he dropped to his knees, reaching out with trembling hands. His heart thundered, desperate and aching. He had to be near it. He had to protect it, to love it, to give it everything. He reached out, desperate, tears streaming down his face. I'll take care of you, he whispered, his voice breaking. I love you. I will do anything. His words echoed, hollow and chilling in the empty house. To this day, many in Mumbai speak of a man with long unkept hair and a beard wandering the streets, tending to stray dogs with a devotion that borders on obsession. No one knows where he came from, only that he was once someone else, someone important. But one day fate turned its back on him. Some say he lost everything overnight. Others whisper of a love that vanished, leaving behind only a hollow shell. Now he searches, always searching. For what? No one dares to ask. Perhaps even he no longer remembers. This is an original work of fiction created by Echoing Tales, a brand new channel celebrating the art of storytelling. From heartfelt moments to unexpected twists, we bring you a blend of compelling narratives every week. As we're just starting out, we need your support. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and hit the bell icon to help us keep sharing more captivating stories. Until we meet again in the next tale, stay curious, and let every story inspire a new perspective.